500 million years ago, land plants evolved from green algae. This led to the groundwork for atmospheric composition and your ability to breathe. But first, plants had to relocate. And in their move from a marine environment to dry land, not all organisms made it. Thanks to natural selection, only the fittest survived.
Being direct offspring of green algae, I also depend on water for my survival, not to mention the unfiltered sunlight on land, plentiful carbon dioxide, and nutrient-rich soil. Although I'm fairly resistant to drying, giving me a higher fitness on land, I also get very parched from time to time. That's better. My species will now diverge into vascular and non-vascular plants, including the bryophytes.
Bryophytes are the non-vascular offspring of green algae and consist of liverworts, hornworts, and mosses. Bryophytes lack vascular tissues and therefore live a life low to the ground, usually in wet, shady areas. Their dominant phase is the gametophyte stage, whose multicellular haploid form produces gametes with only one set of chromosomes.
To fully understand these crazy words, it's important to discuss the process of alternation of generations. The life cycle of all land plants alternate between two generations of distinct multicellular organisms. This process, called alternation of generations, involves each generation, the gametophyte and sporophyte generations, giving rise to the other.
As we discussed, the gametophyte stage is haploid, designated by one N, meaning it has one pair of sex cells. The sporophyte stage is diploid, designated by two N, meaning it has two pairs of sex cells. It is also the dominant stage in all land plants other than bryophytes. This includes lycophytes, pterophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. This vast group are known as vascular plants. So, what makes a vascular plant, well, vascular?
First off, vascular tissues. Without this important feature, including xylem and phloem, which transports water and nutrients throughout the plant, these plants would have a hard time getting taller, inhibiting their ability to soak up these rays of sunshine essential to their survival. You also recognize these plants by their well-developed roots and leaves.
So let's go back to our roots. Roots anchor the plant into the ground, providing some much needed structure and support. They also allow for the absorption of water and essential nutrients into the plant.
Moving above ground, leaves are the structures of the plant which increase surface area for maximum absorption of sunlight.
Finally, although there are differences between seed and seedless plant like this moss right here, all vascular plants share the feature of a dominant sporophyte stage.
Seedless vascular plants, such as club mosses, horsetails, ferns, and their extinct ancestors, had a dramatic effect on the growth of life on Earth, including the formation of the first forests. These forests, through a series of complex chemical processes, remove vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, thus decreasing the greenhouse effect and promoting global cooling to a nice cozy temperature conducive to life as we know it.
During this time, the first primitive seed plants were arriving. These were the ancestors of gymnosperms and angiosperms, otherwise known respectively as the naked seed plants and the flowering and fruiting plants.
Gymnosperms, including conifers, ginkgos, cycads, and cnidophytes, thrived as the climate became drier, especially due to such key adaptations as seeds, pollens, and thick cuticles, which by the way protect from water loss, and relatively small surface areas of their needle-shaped leaves. Gymnosperms dominated throughout much of the Mesozoic era until the angiosperms came onto the scene near the end of that era.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad my ancestors developed fruit? Ha 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 ha!
Angiosperms. These are the movers and the shakers of the vascular plant family.
They're bright, attractive, well-traveled, and harmonious. Angiosperms make our life more beautiful, thanks to the two key adaptations of flowers and fruit.
These characteristics have helped to make this phylum one of the most successful and widespread plant groups on Earth. I'm Regina Jackson.
I'm Bethany Kreger.
And I'm Alex Grisham. We hope you've enjoyed our presentation, but now it's time for us to make like a tree and leave.